what's up?
Baby, let's go!
Welcome to our website. We've got loads of news and gossip for you today. But first, here's a new song.
The moon, the stars, the sky. Come on closer, baby, let the lights go out. Yeah. We fall and then we rise. No more alibis, I wanna hide now. Yeah. Fall into the fire, baby, we could ride the night, yeah. I'ma show you, or we could shine the light, hey. Lift your hands, free your mind and mind combine and float up to the higher. It's okay, it's okay. Close your eyes, baby, let me show you your love, your love. Come on, baby, let me get you close to your love, your love. Your love, your love. Your love, your love. Walk a straight line, how many fingers? An ecstasy, fragrance lingers, yeah. And those endless conversations, and you feel it floating now. I finally got you, and I'm following you into the fire. Baby, we could ride the night, yeah. I'ma show you, or we could shine the light, yeah. Lift your hands, free your mind and mind combine and float up to the higher. It's okay, it's okay. Close your eyes, baby, let me show you your love, your love. Come on, baby, let me get you close to your love, your love. Your love, your love. Your love, your love. Hold me up, cause you never wanna drop me, not me. Got the key, dancing to unlock me. Side to side, know their fingers don't faze me. Crazy to say, but nothing gonna stop me. You're talking to get you. I ain't playing with you. I ain't playing with you. You should say what you say. Come on, get it on right on. Come on, get it on. Close your eyes, baby, let me show you your love, your love. Come on, baby, let me get you close to your love, your love. Close your eyes, baby, let me show you your love, your love. Come on, baby, let me get you close to your love, your love. Show you, let me show you your love, your love.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe on a Madness Monday.
On a soggy Monday afternoon.
It's not soggy, it's not raining in here.
It's true.
Good stuff today.
Happy Monday to you.
Uh-oh. What is that? Is that IGTV?
No. Happy Monday to you. She's just taking B-roll is what she's taking. Nice morning. I looked at my watch and I said, oh my goodness, it's 10 to 12. We got to get rocking and rolling.
We had a nice meeting this morning with
Amy?
ABR, because I can't pronounce that last name.
Rashevsky.
And the Comcast commercial play is underway. We got some commercials coming that you guys have never ever seen before in the history of television. These are commercials coming out from business owners who are coming forward, who are getting out from under the rock and have decided they want to make a splash.
It's time to get up and go because business is changing. The landscape of South Florida is changing as far as people moving down here. The housing market has exploded, which means if you have anything to do with the housing market, inside, outside, landscaping, art, interior design, you name it, plumbing, anything that goes inside a living space is now wide open for summer. We are not shutting down for season anymore in South Florida. It is growing. People are, oh my gosh, you know what I heard? New Jersey is just as big as here. Anything that's outside of Manhattan is exploding.
Well, that's because they shut it down.
But people are letting go of their apartments in Manhattan, and they're even staying in the Northeast too. New Jersey, suburbs, you name it. You can ask a price, and everyone is giving more than their asking price.
Well, that's true. That's in the housing market. But the nice thing is also that businesses are coming from New York down here. They're opening. People are buying homes, so they're not going to be going up north as much. You can tell by the traffic this time.
Oh my gosh! You know what?
Traffic is phenomenal.
So Glades Road was closed all weekend, and the Turnpike. Glades Road and the Turnpike was closed from Friday until today. So what you have to do is you have to take 95. Well, 95 is under construction, and this was on a Saturday. Oh my gosh!
95 is always under construction.
Yes, but they also closed down Glades and the Turnpike. So if you live in Boca, if you're in Central Boca, you were at a loss of where you could go because everything was either under construction or shut down for the weekend. But now it's going to rain for the next couple of days.
That's good because we need the water.
Definitely grass needs the water.
And the rainy season is coming, isn't it? Or did it pass?
April showers bring May flowers. So yes. And what do May flowers
get
bring?
over here. Sit over here. Yeah, I want to talk to you.
And what do May flowers bring?
Siéntate. Headaches.
Pilgrims.
Or pilgrims. So we're going to be bombarded with a bunch of pilgrims. Now, I wanted to take today a little bit of time today. Let's set up camera 2 on our friend over here. Because some of the things that we are working on have changed the environment that we work under. So, we got a brand new Comcast sign. It sits in the lobby. And some ideas are coming forward. A lot of the artists, framers, things of that nature are coming forward. I don't want to tell you all the secrets because I want you to be amazed at what you see. But one of the things that came to me because of our good friend who's sitting here, let's get some more light on her.
Lena Sosa, Fuego 2.0 host on Mondays.
So what I would like to do is maybe do some Comcast commercial with the Spanish television programming that's available.
I have to tell you, the Hispanic market in where we are in Palm Beach County is growing and growing. Have you noticed that?
Absolutely. It's been growing for years.
But now when you go out, it's not English as a first language anymore here. When you go out about, you're shopping,
Spanish and Portuguese.
Everyone's speaking Spanish and Portuguese, yeah?
Yeah.
But it's phenomenal that you say that because we did our first Portuguese show with Danielle Bujan.
Last week, yeah.
She left me a 15-minute voice. I haven't even gotten through the whole thing because everybody wants to be on her show. Because she said, hey, I'm here. Do you want to be on the show? She says, Freddie, I have a problem. There's too many people. I says, you're going to have to break it down little by little. But it also made me think that Hispanics have a lot of business community, a lot of stuff. And why not go after the Hispanic people, channels that we have to put the Comcast commercial as well? So, and I wanted to talk to Lena about doing this as well because it's a different wrinkle to what we're doing currently with the 21 TV stations putting their commercials on the air. So it might be a little, as they say, a little nugget that turns into a diamond. You never know.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. How about you guys?
We're great. How was your week, your weekend?
Weekend. I rested this weekend.
Nice.
Yes.
You rested.
I decided to rest.
Really?
Yes.
I'm shocked.
I know it's the first weekend I think that I can remember that I did no work. Nothing.
How did it feel?
Good. I think I needed it.
And nothing,
I just
right? Nobody
chilled.
died, nothing changed. It's all
Nobody
sitting there for you
died.
today.
The world kept going.
The world kept going.
Yeah.
You don't feel guilty when you take a weekend off?
I actually sort of do.
I figured.
I like to plan things and I like to be doing. When I don't, I feel like I'm missing something.
You like somebody else, I know.
Doing. I really not do a whole lot of work this week because I had a whole lot of family time. And I knew I needed to get certain things out. So I sat down last night at 10:30 to get out a couple proposals to make some lists for the kids. And I brought it in this morning and I went through it and they just sat there. And I said, okay, and this, and they just sat there. And I said, did I overwhelm you guys? And they just sat there. I said, talking to Taylor, I think I overwhelmed them, but my brain was working. And I think of you saying leveling up. So after I did this meeting with you on Wednesday,
Oh, that's another thing.
I had this whole conversation with Freddie saying,
No more. She is not allowed to do this no more. She was driving me nuts on Thursday.
She's not allowed to do what? Tell me what.
it's not about
The
working.
meeting. She came in here like a cotorra, like a parrot. I'm like, oh my God.
Sharing.
You know why? Because there's so much great opportunity out there, and everyone works so hard here that when you use everyone to their maximum capacity as a team, and you and I started doing that last week, you see what comes to fruition. You and I can sit here in a meeting, and someone else is editing, someone else is getting the board ready, someone else is sending a segment out. Slick is writing something up, someone else is voicing it. When they put all the pieces together, it means we don't have to do it all, but yet as a team, it grows, which means you're ready to go to the next level. And she is the
Yes.
next level.
You ever gone to a place and they have a glass, and on the other side of the glass they're making either donuts or juices, and you see machines and people, and it looks like complete chaos, but it's all timed. On the other side, you ever notice that people go and they stand there and they watch? What the hell are they watching? They're amazed by a whole list of people doing all of this. At the end of the whole line, you get a product. And that's what happens in here. So we were having this meeting in here, and they're moving the set around. They're doing all sorts of stuff. And they're jumping over the guests. I mean, what are you going to do?
But that didn't always happen here. What used to
But
happen.
I want that to happen some more.
But that is the next level of what we're able to. This is what now happens here as a business and as a production house,
Beautiful.
that they do it. And this meeting I had with you, it got me thinking that there's so much potential out there. Now, it doesn't mean everyone you meet is potential. It means you can pick and choose. If you meet 30 people in a room, maybe 2, maybe 1.
Correct.
But it could be, as you say, that 1.
And I owe you an apology,
Uh-oh.
because on the air, I disagreed with you on something that you learned from that class about curiosity.
Actually, it wasn't, but okay, go ahead.
It was. And we were talking about, oh no, you're right, it wasn't. But I owe you an apology because I said that there is no place for curiosity to sell a product, because I wanted to have a long involvement in people's lives as opposed to just being curious and walking away. But curious works because it's the development of making it longer. So I owe you an apology because I disagreed on the air.
You always disagree with me on the air, but it's what makes our conversation go.
Curiosity helps develop rapport.
Correct. I didn't view it that way. When I first heard it, I disagreed with it. I says, I don't want curiosity. I want people to want it. But if you don't know about something, then being curious is your first line of,
Right.
of being an offense.
But one of the things I learned in this course, because they do this whole analysis and you do this role playing, and I did it, and there were 2 judges, and one said, I have nothing really to judge, you have a 9.2. He said, because clearly you know what you're doing in business. The other judge was Peter, which was great. He says, and I thought of you going, okay, now you have a dangerous mind. He says, because you can either be a 9.2 because you know what you're doing,
Yep.
or you can be a 2.9 because you've sold it so well and everyone yeses you because they want to be a part of what you do. Now, how do you get to the next step? And that's like you always say to me, it can go either way. It could
Which
be,
would you rather be?
somewhere in the middle. I don't want to be the 9.2 that I have it all, because I don't.
Right.
I want to maybe be the 2.9 with room to grow, maybe a
But who's
5.4.
establishing the number, you or somebody else?
They were. It was just a judging.
He was establishing the number, but where I saw the opportunity in what he said, because it resonated with me personally, and I saw myself reflected in Dawn, that when you genuinely think about your client or potential client, and you have value, and you develop rapport with a person, what he said is, sometimes we get fake yeses. People say, yeah. But then when it's time to, okay, let's sign, let's do the money exchange, let's then do the real value exchange, the question is, to what degree are they staying? In what degree of mastery am I in, right? That then my batting average increases, to use, sport metaphor. And what he was saying is, yeah, you could get that initial yes, because you're likable and you know what you're doing, but is that translating to the best potential, right? And the opportunity for growth lies there.
So I like that 2.9 better than the 9.2, because at least it was truthful of saying, he says everyone's going to say yes to you because you're upbeat, you've got energy, you know what your product is, everyone wants to do what you're, be part of it. But then it's that conversion of the next level. Everyone wants a Comcast commercial. Yeah, I want it. But will they actually convert and believe in themselves enough to say, I'm going to do this. This is my commitment to doing it.
But that's why you say to somebody, first of all, 2.9 is the right answer for me anyway.
I know. I thought of
Always.
you.
But I say to them, why do you want a Comcast commercial?
Well, that's the curiosity side of it.
But why do you want to do it? I'm talking to the business owner.
Right.
If you want to do this, why? Well, I think it's a great deal. It's the first line that comes back, which it is, I got to admit. But why do you want it? Because you want to make a great deal? There's an old saying, don't make a bad deal to make a deal. Mm-hmm. Okay, there's an old saying about that, because that goes on 90% of the time, more than ever. And I don't want to hear yeses all day long. That makes no difference to me. It gets to a point that a yes means nothing. But are you willing to do what needs to be done to get it done? Are you going to be honest enough, not only to me, because if it ain't you, it's going to be somebody else, but are you going to be honest to yourself?
Right.
But I thought it was great because he pointed that out as well. You need to dig deeper and find really what their why is. Why are you, why do you want this? What is your commitment? Why do you want it? But also led me to see, you know what, there's a whole nother level of businesses out there that all because we think everyone is successful because our perception is there's a lot of people that need what you're doing. And like for you, this is such an amazing opportunity that you have created for people. These are multi-million-dollar companies that we were talking to.
Yes.
And I thought they've invested 2 hours of their time to talk to each other, to talk to other people, to still network with their net worth of their business. And you think, well, why would anyone with a multi-million-dollar company have to do that? But they do. Just like you see someone famous and they say, you know what, they're just like you. They put their pants on one leg at a time. Companies still need to network and grow just like your company.
Absolutely.
And I was fascinated by that aspect of it.
That's what I've loved, the quality of people. The other day I reached out, I heard an attorney talking, and I have a prospect, is attorneys here in the area. And I wanted to understand, okay, how's the attorney using this? And the reality is that they have mega projects in New York City with multi-million-dollar, and he knew that a big contractor was part of these things and was doing it, and he wanted access to the contractor, so he decided to join, and he's done several of this, and signed up with Unblinded out of just to have that connection to that one person. And now they have like 3 deals working together. So sometimes, to your point, it is just assessing, okay, how do I play at a different league, and who are the people that I need to meet? Just thinking
How do you
outside
play in
the
a
box.
different league? I love the way you say it, because I couldn't really even explain it till you just said that.
I think
How do I
it's-
play in another league? Yeah.
I think it's important that even if you hit the big time and you're riding high, you're doing well, that you enhance yourself around every idea. So you can join groups and affiliates this way. You talk to somebody who coaches businesses, because you put your you put your finger on the pulse of business, and it gives you a blueprint of what is successful and what isn't successful. You know, hanging a sign outside our place, I think has been a very positive for us, because it's showing people we're trying to go to another level so people can find us. And it's going to be accompanied by some other little trinkets that I want to do. I wanted to turn this in the back here into a meeting room. And I was going to ask your opinion. And the reason I wanted to do it is to get out of the way when the kids work this. But then I saw today what happens. And I think it's better to do it out here, because people feel that they feel the energy of the kids doing the things they need to do to go further. So I think it's about perspective. I think it's about you know, how you see things and how other people see it as well. And I think that the successful business person is the one that's learning. And again, I always say, learn with this and less with this, because if you hear what other businesses are doing, it gives you an opportunity to get a niche or a wrinkle, no?
Yes, 70% listen, 30% talk.
But then it gives you this imposter syndrome of, why am I on this call with these multi-million-dollar companies?
Isn't that amazing how it doesn't matter who you are, we all at different times suffer from that imposter syndrome. I used to think it was only me, and then the more that I talk and meet people, then I realize that, you know, we don't feel it in the same situation every time, but we all feel it.
What's an imposter syndrome?
The imposter syndrome is a feeling you get that you don't belong there for whatever reason, that you're inadequate, that you're not ready, that these people are smarter than you.
It's a whole nother
or
league than you are.
That it is bigger than
believe
you.
that?
The first time I felt it, you know when I felt it? My first I had a lot of promotions in my corporate life, but when they gave me the VP title, I walked in, my boss had moved me into a corner office. I had glass all over. It was a huge, beautiful office. And I sat there with a VP title, and I'm like, and now what? I was so intimidated. That day, I'm like, this is what imposter syndrome feels like, because I felt that it was so much bigger than what I could give, right? And that wasn't necessarily true, but that's how I felt for a while.
But that's what got you there. How'd you get in that room?
Oh, listen, you're funny you say that, because it's a vicious circle. You get there exactly trying, and then you get there, and then you feel it again, and you keep going, and then you feel it again. Yeah,
But that's the nature of the beast, isn't it?
absolutely.
And you keep going. And it's so much about networking. I can't even stress, no one can do it alone. No one can grow a business alone. You can't be successful alone. It takes every bit of a team to do that. And proof of it today, this whole week, is watching our crew elevate to their next level.
That's right, but they got to buy in. Like you say, be the Kool-Aid. I say drink the Kool-Aid. You say be the Kool-Aid.
I want them to be the leaders that they are, and they have all stepped. I think I had to relinquish some control. And sitting in your meeting, I realized that I can't do it all because I'm spinning.
Yes.
And nothing's getting done. And I actually just have to believe and trust in who we have around us. And they are the best at every single one of them. They're the best
I've
at
known her
commercials
almost
and doing
6
it.
years, and I've been saying that every day. Every day I've been saying that.
It's a good thing, because you see
It's a
it's
good thing.
sinking in. Maybe slower than
Boy,
you
it
wanted
must be
to, but
the
it is.
depths of, remember that movie, the show Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, the submarine? It must really be deep.
And you know why? Because Lena says to me, there are things that you and I have to do that only you and I can do.
Yes.
As far as business things and the details and the fine lining things. But the rest of the business, they can all run. They can book, they can call, they can get clients, they can run shows, they can edit, they can create content, they can do all of that. So if
There isn't anything that we do that they can't. The question here is, are they going to do it at the same level that you expect of yourself? This coming from a young lady here, that when I first met her and I heard her do a deal, I cringed.
True
I
fact.
cringed. And I said, come here, can we talk? That we chit-chatted. Not to be offensive, not at all. Respect, one of the smartest women I've ever met in my life. One of the smartest. And you can argue with me or the liaison, and I'll show you the difference. And I said, all you got to do is we got to be patient. Because part of negotiations is patience. Now, maybe I have too much and she has less, but maybe it works in this direction as opposed to that direction. But at the beginning, and you said, okay, let me try it this way, and you become one of the best at doing it. But there's nothing wrong with letting people try, like Slick. We're going to get into what Slick did over the weekend, which I'm really impressed with. They try, and because they don't do it like you expect yourself to do it, right? They're learning. I would trust all of them. Now, am I going to get the same
Sometimes
return
they
that
get
is
better
me?
returns than we
but
do.
Sometimes they do.
The issue behind it, Freddie, because you're right, and this is not a right or wrong. It has to do with everybody's wearing multiple hats.
Yes.
How do you guys, as executives driving the business, wear the hats that you should be wearing and delegate other things? Now, continuing to elevate your staff because it behooves you and it behooves them, but without everybody necessarily doing a little bit of everything, because it has to be intentional. And what you described earlier, Dawn, was beautiful, because when you become intentional and everybody has a place, that doesn't mean that it's just one thing. Everybody gets to do multiple things. You're learning, everybody needs to be learning something new, right? I call it raising the bar. You raise the expectations. If we put it here, they jump here. The higher it is, people attempt to do more. So you're 100% right.
Well, the funny thing is that when I first met you, it's what I saw. And you are a coach, and you're very good at what you do. And I think that this meeting on Wednesday just illustrates how high, how deep, how far you can take it.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I saw, the opportunity that I saw, was to push you out of your comfort level, was to take that bar and raise it here.
Yes.
And I'm about to raise it again, because I think you are one of the best at what you do. And you're going to end up showing the world just how good you are. And this is why, if you're going to do any kind of business training, if you're looking for a coach, she's sitting right here. You don't even know how good you are. Because we
Yes.
sat there, and what was it she said? Why me? Remember this? I said, why not?
But you are. I sat through that meeting and I told you my thoughts on it this morning, and I truly, from my heart, know that you can take this to a whole nother level with your intentionality. I mean, that intentionality is great, but you have a whole nother take on things. And there's always networking to be had across the world now, which is amazing that we can do
Yes.
that. But even right here, I mean, you brought on that insurance lady that deals with multi-million-dollar contracts. And I don't know if she speaks Spanish or Portuguese,
Spanish.
but I haven't seen her on your show. But
Yeah.
that's a level of Freddie going, are you kidding me, Lena? Where did you get this one from? But I know she was your guest.
LinkedIn.
But she was your guest on this
Yes, she
event.
was.
You know,
my
one
guest.
thing is to have them come, and one thing is to have them stay. What's that old saying?
You can get
It's
them, but how do you keep
it's
them?
easy to get engaged, but it's difficult to stay married. And in business, it's the same thing. It's
Right.
easy to have people come in of curiosity. It was one of the reasons I didn't agree. And then you have to work to keep business. You have to work at changing business, making people feel like they're at home, making business owners come in here and say, listen, this is your house. Tell us what you're thinking about. And there's no such thing as a bad idea. Just the worst thing idea is when you don't have one, so we have to develop it, right? So again, I know what I see. I've been doing this long enough to understand it, but you took me to another level because I've never done it in Spanish. Danielle Bujan, she has me on another plateau. I've never ever done it in Portuguese. Forget about Spanish, I can speak. Portuguese, I can sort of understand. But these things are going into another level of understanding. And it's important that people, if you want to start to get your business out there, now is the time to do it.
What's next
Yes.
for you in these events?
You know, the next thing is, speaking of intentionality, is getting the right mix of people that have the potential of working with each other. So it becomes more intentional networking. That is my utopia. I am trying to figure out, okay, who is the right partner for me
Look
to
at
do
that
that.
camera over there. Look at two and tell
Who-
them.
Here?
Two,
Yeah,
yes.
That's what I'm looking for. So, yeah, so the intentionality, because right now I've been doing it as a way of twofold. Inviting people out of myself, rising in my mastery and connecting with people that I don't know and getting that hello to yes to inviting them. So I'm using it as my own self-mastery practice. I am using it as an opportunity, people like you, Don, that I already know. And I'm like, I'm not sure directly how it benefits you, but I think it's important for you to experience it and see, okay, what ideas do we get from there of potential implementation. But the ultimate idea would be, and that requires another level of discipline and sales, because it needs to have at least 6 people for it to make sense, 6 to 10, bringing people that ultimately could network, not from the same industry, but from that share an avatar, that share a potential end client. And that is where the magic happens. I'm not there yet.
You are there. Because you never know how anyone, what net works from anything.
I'm there maybe for me, but it has to be that it works for the other people as well. And that's what's hard.
Yeah, but you can't judge that. That's something you have to do and let it judge yourself. You are there. That you think you're not there, it just slows you down, but you are there. I'm going to tell you, you should even think past that. Because to be honest with you, if you build it, they will come. And you're building it. And from what I understand, it looks like they came. So the object of the game now is you got to build it bigger. See, this is why I tell Dawn, I want to go bigger. I want a bigger place. I want to do Meisner. I want to do BB&T. I want to do bigger because we are good enough. We are the best at what we do. And if you don't think so, I take the challenge any day of the week, bring it. But I want to go bigger. And I think you don't say you're not. You are. You just don't know it yet. You got to catch up.
Yeah, because some of the takeaways, and I may never network with any of them as far as business deals, but just connecting with Peter, who said they're all going to say yes to you, and you're going to be on the phone for a very long time with a lot of people. And I thought, holy cow, he's right. Look, I could spend days, I could spend 50 hours a day on the phone just talking to people. But what is that going to actually do as far as my time management skills? Not a whole lot. Which is why today I came in with a list of 7 phone calls that needed to be followed up on, and I gave them to the crew. And I said, if you need me to follow up on one, let me know. But most of them, they were follow-ups or initial contacts that they can all do, and then we can go in and do the next level. And it was because of your meeting and the intentionality of what he said to me is, I'm going to bury myself in phone calls all day, and I'm never going to get to do what we need to do. But yet I've got a full team of people surrounded me that can do that, as producers do.
And I'm sure they're going to do a great job.
Yeah.
And through doing it, they are going to also increase on their own mastery of doing it and get better as they do it and get better results.
So
and
like I
it's
said,
important to measure that as well.
100%. So I may never network in business, and I may not meet any of these people that's going to bring a penny in here. But for me, it's more than that. The ROI was much more from being on that call, because it reiterated everything you said to me as far as what you and I do and what the rest of our crew does. And they're amazing, and they can all do this, right? And one of them loves making phone calls.
I'm going to give you an example. We had the president, owner of the hair product. What was the name of that hair?
Wow.
No, the lady.
Oh,
from-
the Miracle 10. It's a 10.
It's a 10. Who's a somebody. It took her 15 years to make that company. 15 years of no, we don't want it. And she finally hit the big time. And when she came in, we were at the studio, she didn't want to talk about It's a 10. She wanted to talk about the journey to them, to the producers, telling them, you can never quit. You don't know how great you are until it happens. And when it happens, be ready for it. You got to be ready to go when the bell rings. I'll never forget that lady. I'll never forget it because of the eyes on all our kids were like this. Because they too can be her, right? She flies all over the world. She's a multi-millionaire. She started in a garage, and boom, it does happen. Does it happen overnight? Very rarely. Almost no. But it does happen.
But it's because of you, Lena. So I really have to thank you for the
You're
opportunity.
welcome. And you're welcome, Dawn. And Freddie, to touch on what you said is so important, because often we see people famous overnight. And that is something that I touch on Fuego all the time. And I get out of the people that I interview that what most of us don't see is that overnight had years before.
That's right.
That typically the outside does not know. And I love about getting through those stories so we can get the dimension of the work, the tears, the passion, the learning, right, that goes before that overnight transformation. And it's important for everybody to know that and to remove the excuses from not trying, and again and trying and changing the approach and elevating and trying. 'Cause
How long have you been doing what you do?
as a solo coach, a year.
Bless you.
And what
now
did you do
in
before?
corporate, I
And
was
how long
president.
Did you do corporate?
Oh boy, in different roles, 28 years.
All right, so is it safe to say that you've been involved in the business 30 years?
Absolutely,
That's your overnight.
that's my overnight. That is my overnight.
And now you have a stage where you're telling people, come here, let me show you what 30 years will get you.
It's funny you say that because when I meet a new client, the first thing that I do after I develop rapport and I let them talk and I understand, I said, would you allow me 90 seconds to tell you about me? And then I tell them, you know, my heroic, unique identity, where I came from, and personally and professionally. Because the secret sauce of what I bring, it is behind the successes and the failures and the pain of those almost 30 years. So absolutely.
But remember when we first met with Alexa and she said, "This is my vision. What do you think?"
I remember.
This is Lena's. This is Lena on a
What did
different
we
level.
tell Alexa?
We told her that she was going to be wherever she wanted to be, and now she's everywhere, multi-state, online. She's one of the best influencers there is in the female market,
We told Alexa because she asked us whether or not she should do the thing in Fort
the
Lauderdale.
first one.
And I said to her, when you do it, be careful because then you're going to be in multi-states. And how many states has she been in? How
But
big
I
does
see
she
that
know?
for you. You don't realize how great you are, but I watched it on Wednesday and a whole, because I don't understand Fuego because I don't speak Spanish, but to watch you work on Wednesday,
She doesn't
Amazing.
understand Fuego, but she does it every day. She lives it
But I
every day.
I
And she
understand
does it
business,
every day.
and I see what you brought on Wednesday.
Then you understand Fuego.
But I mean, I understand Lena, what she brings.
First of all, Dawn, I know you better than anybody. You understand the Spanish. You're not comfortable speaking it because you don't know it fluently. But if you sat in there,
But
you
she's
listen
like
to her.
what Alexa was then. That's how much Lena can
Yes,
do
in a
this.
different format. Yes, absolutely.
100%.
absolutely.
How do people reach you?
The easiest way to find me is www.linasosa.com. LINASOSA.com.
I'm telling you, you want to reach out to this woman because no matter what level of business you are in, and it's not that people don't want to try, they're always trying. In business, I know we are always trying, but we may not have the clarity and the intentionality of trying where our best efforts are put forward. So that is where you've given me clarity this week. So I thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Let's take a commercial break. When we come back, the boys in the car. Let's
Yes.
find out how their weekend was. And
That's
then I
kinda
believe
cool.
Tracy's going to be joining us as well. Let's take a quick commercial break. Contact Lena Sosa. You can find her on LinkedIn. It's probably the best way. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
First and only internet production company that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet radio and production company, discover AMP2 TV. AMP2 TV is a full-service media company that can provide all streaming videos, video studios, radio studios, and television studios that will set the venue for any media application. We offer remote services as a radio or TV production and continue to grow new venues to bring your ideas to life. We also specialize in video and photo content for social media. Call us today at 866-224-5422, for no business is too small to grow to be accounted. It's time for your message to be seen. Let AMP2 TV help get you there.
The way you live your life says a lot about you. The way you choose to commemorate your lifetime can say even more. It's a single event that speaks volumes. So how do you celebrate a life? Dignity Memorial providers believe that your memorial service should be as unique as you are, reflecting your personality and your passions. It should be a perfectly tailored send-off, a fitting tribute for family and friends to celebrate the person they love. We're professionals at catering to your every need, right down to the catering. In fact, no detail is too small. So when it comes time for a fitting tribute, we'll see that your final wishes are beautifully fulfilled. It's what Dignity Memorial providers are known for. And why you should rely on us to see that your life is well celebrated. celebration of a lifetime begins here.
If a tree falls in the woods and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? Have you ever felt that your voice goes unheard? And you think that you can make a difference if only someone would listen. It's time for women in business to have a place to step into your power, a platform to embrace your hopes, dreams, and your visions, a voice to heal and restore. Your voice can make a difference. We have a platform you deserve to share your story and let your voice be heard. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself the chance to be heard and shine bright. Contact New Dawn Media by texting CAFE to 55312. That's CAFE to 55312. Or call us at 866-224-5422. Your voice can make a difference. Welcome to your vacation staycation. And what better way to kick back than to blend up a sweet pina colada, a smooth mojito, or just a nice stiff rum and coke. If you want true relaxation and enjoyment, then you want Gubba Rum. Gubba Rum is a unique rum infusion. Gubba Silver Rum is infused with real shredded coconut, and Gubba Rum Gold is infused with real shredded vanilla bean. Both are made with certified organic ingredients. Each infused Gubba Rum is 35% ABV, 70 proof, and as we say in Boston, wicked smooth. So if you're looking for the best combination of taste, smoothness, quality, and price, your clear choice is Gubba Rum. If you want that wicked smooth taste for yourself or your vacation staycation, visit GubbaRum.com to find your closest liquor store that carries Gubba Rum Gold and Gubba Rum Silver. Gubba Rum, it's wicked smooth.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back.
We're back at the Brooklyn Cafe on a little bit of a wet Monday, but some of our crew had some exciting adventures this weekend. Didn't quite go as planned.
Did you see the picture that was taken of them?
I
Show
saw the picture.
Let's put up the picture of the two boys. And that would be the Slickster and the drone.
Slick and Dan went on a little car ride. Slick, you want to fill us in on your adventure?
Well, this car ride, I was expecting to, be enlightened.
No, we don't know. We want to know.
By D-Land, because D-Land was having a palooza and whatnot, because like everything's opening up in Orlando, or the Orlando area, because it was not just D-Land having a palooza. Orlando was having something big, but it was a palooza that we were heading out to in D-Land,
And what
Florida.
happened?
And not what I expected, because we couldn't be allowed in, but Main Street was packed, so it was kind of like a Mardi Gras in a sense.
Well, maybe it was a blessing in disguise. Maybe there were, maybe there was too many people up there for you to get in anyway.
Most definitely, but it was like a nice, I'll say a nice experience. I mean, from the clips that I have, it's just mostly me eating and and Dan, me and Dan on the streets just taking shots.
So do we have some film?
Yeah.
All right, let's play the
You
film.
can play part one.
This is Dan and Slick here with the Brooklyn Cafe Show. This is two men in a car. Where are we headed?
Dylan.
We heading to D-Land.
And you're
we headed
eating.
to D-Land of Palooza today.
Usual.
Dylan Palooza.
I was ahead of the game. I already got my food this morning, but we had to stop at McDonald's, feed Slick. we gotta put some meat on those bones.
I'm hungry.
So, yeah, and you need some energy to catch those bands.
Oh yeah, for sure. Those bands, and there might just be some ladies.
Oh.
So ladies, I'm gonna be in Dylan today.
There we go. Yes.
I don't know nothing about that, but Slick clearly got his eyes on the prize, so we out here and we headed up.
And it's funny because we talked about two guys in the car because when we were not about two guys, but we were talking about doing film work.
We're gonna do that Wednesday,
in a
Slick,
car.
actually.
And now they actually set it up to do that.
That was hilarious.
That's
Nice
funny.
job.
Yeah, I try. And I'll say the second part is just us on Main Street. We're about to head into the festival.
That was so
To play
funny.
that one.
We got more film?
So,
Just shooting around Main Street a little bit.
Dalen Palooza is not a Palooza guy. You know, a lot of hurt feelings happen, to be honest with you.
That's when I learned
But
about
like,
the bad news.
hopefully everybody's all right. And I just have to say, Dalen Palooza, Dalen really showed out. It's a lot of life here, but I have to say, what do you think about first visiting Dalen?
Dalen's a beautiful place. We'll have to see how beautiful Dalen Palooza is.
We got to, if we get in.
It looks like it.
It is an interesting spot. They have live bands out, and it's just be a scene.
The weather's holding up so far.
So far, right?
That was the rain. Yeah.
The rain that kept
Outrageous.
coming back on. It was on and off rain the whole, like, one street will rain and one street will be dry.
Did you and Dan have some
Yeah.
nice bonding time?
Yeah, most definitely. Coffee shops, McDonald's, and then I'll say a burger shop that we went to.
Nice
finish out the day.
job.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad it was just a straight shot, and I just had to go on 95 straight. I didn't have to take any back or like left roads, so it's kind of like a straight shot for us. It was good, even though
Nice
I've never
job.
been there. I probably
DeLand.
passed there. DeLand.
I've never heard so many people say this one place in so many different ways. D-Land, DeLand,
The Hasbro.
DeLand.
It's like the Bronx, but it's not.
How do you say it?
D-Land.
DeLand.
Now it's going to be X-Land, but that's okay too.
But I'm glad you and Dan had a good time. Thanks for shooting some film.
No problem. We have more film because Dan took a lot of pictures, but I'm gonna collaborate with him to have it in by tomorrow.
I got to tell you something. I put that little picture of you and Dan in the car. Put that picture up again. I put that little picture up on the weekend. A lot of businesses want them to come out and do this.
Seriously?
And the funny thing is that when I asked people to do this, they didn't until they saw this cartoon.
Hey, let me know who wants me to come out or who wants us to come out. Slick and the drone. Yes. We'll go to Tracy.
Well, this is what I'm talking about, and you
Yeah.
and you make it better and better as you go along. It's what Lena's talking about. Network and get it done.
Nice job. I can't wait to see the finished product. But you know, Freddie always says that you just when you think the deal is here, it's really here. And you may not have gotten into there, but you had a whole lot more going on than I think you even realized what you did.
Yeah, it
So
was like a
thank you.
different experience. Like
There you go.
being up there.
It's always better to be chased than to chase. So we'll see what happens. That game ain't over. But congratulations. Thank you for doing that.
No problem.
Nice job. All right, Tracy, we have a friend of yours joining us on VMix.
Yeah, Craig's gonna come on from In Harmony.
These ladies got to meet for the very first time. Cracker Barrel, let us know when Craig gets on from In Harmony. Tell us what he's going to talk about.
So he's gonna talk about Slick's favorite thing, the vibroacoustic sound bed, the vibroacoustic meditation cushion,
back down.
frequencies in music, the brain tap, which I should have left you the other day, I guess.
Now, that was the machine with the glasses that they had on?
That's the brain tap.
Okay, and that's the one that sort of organizes everything you're sitting on?
Well, it was an addition. It was originally the sound bed and the meditation cushion, and then they added in the brain tap instead of the headphones. You could use either. You could use the headphones with the app, with the music and the frequencies, or you can use the brain tap, which then has the blue lights, the blue photon lights for the eyes and the ears
And it
to
helps clear the
biohack the
mind?
brain. Yeah, it
Helps
just,
focus.
you know, we're already engaging the brain with the vibroacoustics, right? With the headphones. We're already capturing the brain with the frequencies. But this just adds another dynamic to it, so we can really biohack that brain and put you, we call it the cocoon experience.
You know, it's funny you say that because Barbara, what's Barbara Silver? Silverman?
Silver?
Silver? Barbara Silver is a new artist, and this is her wall here.
Mm-hmm.
And I've decided, I spoke to Barbara, that we are going to help people meditate with her art behind it. I kind of may even turn it around so they can sort of face it, because this is a very soothing corner here. So there's a chair here, which I'm going to turn back to its 45-degree angle. And this whole area now is very soothing because I get to look over Dawn's shoulder. So unless you're in my shoes, you won't understand. I love to watch when Slick, and I know you had Cracker Barrel on there. These are kids that sort of have to control the flow of the mind to open it up and get things clear. I love this corner now.
We actually have a meeting with Symphonia on Thursday to bring the music of the kids together
Love
with
it.
the art, which
Love
is pretty
it.
cool.
It is.
Do you know them?
Love it. Yeah. Yeah,
We've
I did
never
an
met
event with
them.
them last year. Sung, my friend Sung Knowles, you know Sung, right? She's on the board.
I know the name, but now,
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
We've never
they're
met
awesome. I did an event with them in the museum off of Atlantic just before, I think it was just before COVID. I put a whole aromatherapy table together for them.
them. Okay.
Yeah, it
So
was
yeah,
really
it's
nice.
all the, awakening all the senses, right?
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to get to do here, to bring the music forward, everything that you do and the art and all of it together.
I got some stuff coming. I got an artist that does art for children coming. I sent you that yesterday. And then I got another thing coming, which I can't talk about until tomorrow. But when you see this bad boy come, it's a new production studio we're opening. When you see this thing come, this is going to come in all languages because fun is fun, and this is outrageously fun.
Is he bringing it?
I asked him not to because
Okay.
of the weather.
Okay.
But it's on the blueprint. He called me.
Nice.
He called this meeting. I don't know what he wants, but
Nice.
we's about to go into another level.
All right, let's take a quick commercial break. When we come back, let's see if we got Craig on the line. We're going to talk about this meditation, sound healing, all of it.
Vibroacoustic.
Vibroacoustic
sound therapy.
Vibroacoustic sound therapy. I need to clear my head. Slick, you ready? All right, let's take a quick break. Let us know when Craig comes on, and we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Tracy McKenna, owner and founder of Healing Moments. Healing Moments is a healing playroom, a mind, body, spirit center. Our service is love and compassion, and the environment is soothing, peaceful, and inviting. Every area is designed for healing and peace. We deliver services such as massage therapy or lymphatic drainage, energy healing and Reiki, chakra balancing, physical vascular therapy for circulation and pain, vibrational medicine using frequencies and oils, and music in order to calm and relax your mind, body, and spirit. We also offer detoxification services using infrared sauna, ionic foot baths, and power plates. All of our modalities are designed to reduce stress, anxiety, induce relaxation, relieve pain, and provide detoxification and inflammation reduction for optimal healing and wellness.
Welcome to Lost Harbor Spirits, a world where pirates inspire our spirits, treasures remain undiscovered, and flavors are infused with the essence of mysterious voyages. The distillery became one of the few women-owned craft spirits production sites in the U.S. From our award-winning spirits of vodka and rum to delicious gin, we're always coming up with some new and exciting flavors to keep your cocktails delicious and fresh. Proudly distilling out of West Palm Beach, Florida, Lost Harbor Spirits is a true treasure waiting to be discovered. Contact Palm Beach Distillery at lostharborspirits.com to take a tour or purchase your favorite spirit at your local liquor store.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Yeah, I love what we do. Because I'm sitting here and there's all sorts of people writing, all sorts of things. You got Tracy in the house, everything seems. You notice it stops raining when she walks in? How do you do that?
We got Tracy McDonough from Healing Moments.
It's energy, right?
I'm glad you two ladies got to connect because this is a great connection.
Talk it to your microphone.
He's on?
Oh, he's on.
All right, so we're going to introduce your guest, Miss Tracy.
So we have Craig Goldberg. He is the mastermind behind our vibroacoustic meditation cushion and sound lounge, and now Brain Tap. I am in harmony. I'll let him explain. I'll let him explain.
Good
Hey.
morning, everybody. I had no idea I was going to be on live radio today, so that's just perfect.
How
And
you
good
doing,
morning.
Craig? Nice to meet you.
I am sensational. It's a pleasure to see you, meet you, be here, and present. Thank you so very much.
Well, tell us about the whole idea behind the vibroacoustic sound therapy that you do.
Yeah, absolutely. So, look, we're familiar with sound healing at this point, right? It's something that has come of age and is really making the mainstream thanks to yoga studios and that sort of thing. You're the crystal bowls, bells, chimes, same body of research that governs both. Those are simply acoustic instruments, and we use a digital delivery system, or what we call them tactile transducers. The real simple, we're impressing upon your body specific frequencies which have a specific impact on your physiology, your anatomy, your neurology. Music and vibration, sound can help to agitate the nervous system, or it can calm and relax the nervous system. And obviously we're on the latter part of that with the Sound Lounge, the In Harmony meditation cushion. We use sound, music, and vibration to bring the body back into what's called harmonic resonance, which is a fancy word for saying back into balance. While Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and all of these different technologies pull us out, even other people and other personalities and other energy wavelengths pull us out of harmonic resonance or balance, the Sound Lounge and an experience on the Sound Lounge brings you back in. It resets the body, it resets the nervous system, it resets the muscle tissue, and brings your body back into balance so that you can charge the day and rock and roll.
How often can people use this?
I was on it this morning, I'll be on it this afternoon, and I'll be on it again tonight. I woke up this morning feeling a little sluggish, feeling a little off, so at 7 a.m. I rolled out of bed and I got on the Sound Lounge with the Brain Tap for a session and did a theta brainwave session. So Brain Tap is the other half of what we do, which is a partnership. Brain Tap's a 20-year-old company. They make sound and light machines. Basically, it's a headset that you put on that puts LED lights on your ears and LED strobes over your eyes, which are used to further induce deeper meditative states or to change the way your brain is firing. And I'll keep this in very simple and very layman's terms, but your brain fires the synapses in your brain, right? The neurons in your brain talking to one another. They fire at a specific pace. We can measure that pace through an EEG. So at this point, it was developed in the 1950s, so it's been around for a very long time. We can see how fast your brain is processing information, and that tells us what state your brain waves are in, specific brackets of different brain waves, alpha, theta, delta, beta. And the Brain Tap headset, along with the Sound Lounge, work together to induce different brainwave states, to introduce your brain to do what's called brainwave entrainment, and actually train your brain into specific brainwaves that help it to rejuvenate, recharge, recalibrate, and just in general optimize its performance. So I did that this morning too.
And are different programs that you can choose from? Because I know some of these are models that you can actually purchase to have at home, as well as using a center in Tracy Center. So if I woke up agitated, or I woke up with a headache, are there different programs that you can pick?
Absolutely. Yeah, and it's interesting, particularly just even a headache. A headache can be caused from so many different reasons, right? Different inputs. You could be dehydrated. You could have something going on energetically. You could have an aspect of your body that's not functioning correctly. And any of the tracks can actually help with that. The Music Meditations app that we created has in it a plethora of different tracks that you can choose from, all set around a different intention, all set around My body is aligned. I am in tune. I am rejuvenated. And it's basically the track that you choose is designed to bridge the gap between how you feel now and how you want to feel after your session. And something that Tracy is very phenomenal at is having that conversation with her clients as they come in, identifying exactly what they need, and then making a decision based on her experience. When you have it in your home, it's something that you can explore. It's something that you can play with. It's something that you can realize. And we have customers that use the same track every morning, the same track every evening, this track here and there when they need to feel or want to feel a certain way. We've been getting a lot of great feedback around the app and our music as well.
What promoted you to create such an amazing set of products?
It's such a great question. I was traveling around the country teaching, training, and educating on how to live a healthy life, me and my wife, the efficacy of essential oils and plant medicines. And I would go to these trade shows, conferences, yoga retreats, and I would always seek out the sound healing. I would always seek out the sound baths and those experiences. And being an audiophile, I like technical gear. I like sound. I like music, microphones, speakers, that sort of thing. I was sitting at home and trying to recreate it myself. I had all 4 of my speakers surrounding me, sitting in my living room, and I'm just cranking a gong CD that I had bought. And my wife stepped over me. She's like, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Well, I want a sound healing on tap. I want to be able to have it when I want it, how I want it." And a few months later, I met Dom, my now business partner, Dominic Carnival, and he had created just that. He had created a digital delivery system for sound and frequency, and I jumped right on board. I wanted to help in any way, shape, or form that I could, and that's exactly what we did. So 4.5 years ago, I started working with a company called Holistic Health Science, and about just under a year ago, we changed the name to In Harmony Interactive, released the cushion, and we continue to evolve as we build and grow.
I mean, you just put it out there, and there it was.
You know,
it's been awesome. It's partners like Tracy that have helped us build what we're doing, right? It's feet on the ground that are talking to their clients, using our technology in their day-to-day, seeing results that keeps their clients coming back, and then giving us that feedback of how we can build. Tracy's been a partner of ours for a few years now, and she is among the best of the best, no doubt.
It's interesting because there are some professional ball players that actually are using this technology more and more to balance them out. I guess when you played in front of hundreds of thousands of people, which now is 20 or 10, except for you're in Texas, the pressure to get out there and perform, that pressure will make you can evaporate really quickly. And I know personally of an athlete that is using this technology, and he is so balanced that all of a sudden he's the best, one of the best in the game, which is really ridiculous. Just a slight change. You know, it isn't an impact change and you think the world's turning orange and green. It's a slight change to make yourself better. And I didn't believe in this thing until I read about it this weekend. What changed from last year to this year? And he's doing this. He's doing this technology, which it's an amazing aspect, an amazing attribute that you bring to people. I wish people would just believe for a minute and try it.
Well, that's the trick. It's just getting them on it. I mean, I got Teddy on it. I mean, look at Slick. I brought this here last week, and Slick was on it all day, right?
That's why he went to the land with no problem.
He was on it. Val was on it.
It's really just about trusting, right? And that's what I develop with people is a trust and putting them on it and being open to receiving. And then later on, you can understand how it works. But try it first. See how it impacts you.
And I know it totally impacted them. I want to ask you, Craig, can this be used for kids that are on the spectrum or ADHD?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. ADD, ADHD. My daughter is 1 year old. I had her on the Sound Lounge yesterday or Saturday. She's been on it since she was an infant. She absolutely loves it. Mom loves it. You want to be cautious right after a surgery. My wife had an emergency C-section, so we waited for her C-section to, obviously to close and really heal. So there are a couple precautions that you want to take if you're in specific high-risk groups, but making it safe for everybody. At the end of the day, you're listening to music. And just to go back to your comment on on professionals and ball players. We've got elite athletes around the world that are using our technology, and there are other companies out there that make this technology as well. And I'm on my way, and in 2 hours I'm meeting with Cody Crowley, who's making a run to be a championship boxer, world champ. And he's been on the technology 3 times a week. After his workout sessions in the boxing gym, he comes to my place for an hour of brain tap and vibroacoustic therapy. And it helps him recover. It helps his brain stay sharp. Every time he comes in for another hour-long session, he goes deeper and deeper and peels back another layer of the onion, if you will. And he's able to dive deeper with a better understanding of his capabilities of his body, with a better understanding of the now and a better presence. And we're talking about putting the cushion as his corner chair. We've been using the cushion in his corner while he trains. And there's nothing in the rule books that say anything that it has to be a stool or that it can't be a vibroacoustic meditation cushion. So again, in 3 minutes, what you can achieve with regular use is pretty remarkable to bring him into the present moment and give him the focus that he needs to go on. He's 19-0. He's never lost a round. And we're excited to be helping him on his quest to be a world champ.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm thinking, you think that level, and then I think what this could do for kids in classrooms. You know, we work with some very special kids, and keeping their attention. Sometimes they just need that, I don't want to say time out, I don't think they use it anymore, but that thought process, that 3 minutes of let me get refocused.
Yeah.
Imagine if they can sit
Some
3 minutes
clarity.
with this music or on something that is kind of fun and cool, but to refocus them and bring them back to center would be life-changing for some of these kids and families and schools.
That's how I used it at the beginning of COVID. I had all of these kids that were brought into me. They were just so stressed out. They were stuck at home. They were anxious. They didn't know what was going on. 5 of my friends brought their kids in, and that's what I put them on, the sound bed. And one of the girls said to me, for 5 days, her son was just amazing for 5 days after that.
Yeah, the impact of the device from a therapeutic standpoint can absolutely be felt for days. What you're listening to, whether you're listening to our In Harmony music meditations, which are obviously made specifically for the cushion, the practitioner, and the sound lounge, that's great. However, you can listen to anything through the sound lounge. Particularly with children and even adults that are working with autism, they typically have songs and music that they really like. Songs and music that settles and calms their soul. A lot of times you'll see them walking around with headphones on specifically to shun out the outside world because it's too stimulating. And I mean, even my daughter's 1 year old. She just turned 1 on April 3rd. And for the beginning portion, she's not on the spectrum, but just having a lot of commotional action, just being overly stimulated, it was something that would trigger her. And she'd go into a little tantrum and a little fit. Understanding and recognizing that and giving her an environment, whether it's vibroacoustics or frankly, whether it's her chest, just feeling the vibration of my voice while I hum or sing I love you over and over again. It's that calming and that centering. You know, humans have been using vibration and voice to cool and calm the mind, singing, dancing, with vibration, of course, for millennia. This has always been something that's helped the body to bring into it. Unfortunately, bring the body into balance. Unfortunately, we're sitting behind desks. We are not nearly moving as much as we once were. We are around these alternative fields in Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, and we are coming off of our balance. And this technology is something that anybody can use. It's low impact. It's very calming. It's very soothing. It's very relaxing. There's nothing that you need to do, nothing that you need to remember. You simply drop into the music and lose yourself in the music for 11, 22, or 33 minutes. And it's having a profound impact on society. We're very excited about the future and what we've been up to, and grateful for opportunities like this to share it with the world.
Thank you so much. Well, keep us updated on that. I know Tracy will. This is amazing, and I want to bring this to that school. I want to bring some awareness to them on this one.
I think it's interesting. I know Michelle, when she was pregnant, she used to put headphones in her belly.
Oh, yeah.
For 9 months. And my kids are not dumb. I don't know what it is, but
They're not dumb.
my kids are pretty smart.
Your kids are, yes.
And they're sort of, and you know, they're a little laid back. You know, they're not hyper or anything. But it's interesting. I wish I knew you guys when I was coaching from Little League from 6 years old to 12-year-olds, because I got to tell you, any coach out there, this would be very effective to get the best from your young ball players, because it sort of calms them down. And when you coach, that's your number one enemy, is keeping their attention. That's the hardest thing, and this will help you.
Thank you so much, Craig. I
Indeed.
appreciate you taking the time.
My absolute pleasure. I would love to come back from my home studio, and
Love
I'd
that.
love to come back and do this again and again. Tracy, you know how to find me, and just ask, I'll be here.
Perfect.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah,
Thank
we want to
you.
get him on with Dr. Laura. We could talk about the treatment centers.
Oh, forget about that.
How
That'd
we
be-
use them in the
And
treatment
she's
centers.
coming, right? She's
Yeah.
coming down here?
Yeah.
She's going to come next week, and I know you guys are going to connect.
Yep.
Maybe we have you guys come in next week when she's here. We'll bring him on the video, whatever.
I would
you
love
wanna
that.
do, but It could
Thank
be really
you.
cool.
I'm available. Absolutely.
Excellent.
Thank you.
We'll get you
Have
from
a
your
great
car.
day, everybody. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you both. I appreciate you.
Thanks, Craig. Yeah, next Monday, actually, she's coming in with someone from the center,
Good
which
stuff.
would be great. And Tracy, people can find all of this information.
Yeah, the best way probably right now is on Facebook, or just call me, 561-931-2187.
And what do you have there, the headphones?
I have, these are the regular headphones, and then this is the Brain Tap, which is what we put on Slick the other day.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Spaceman.
Yeah,
And I think they got some pictures of us. We'll post that on
Yeah.
social media.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Elena, you'll be here Monday, so you can participate.
Thank you.
in
I
dual
love
languages.
it.
We're going to put you, see if you think it's Spanish or English.
I was telling Tracy that I think this is amazing because it's not only on the effect that it has on the individual in the moment, but also in the learning that our body, we are energy, right? And once you understand the concept, then through these tools you can, the word intentional, with intentionality, figure out how to use it to your advantage at the right moments.
Yeah.
And I wish that's something that intellectually, we need to start teaching our kids, our teenagers, because it is like our bodies, we're a machine. And once we learn how to use it, in the better air, better water, better energy, better nutrition, it's all of these components. And some of them everybody knows about, okay, eat well, sleep well. But resetting your energy is so important.
Yeah, and the more you do it, your body becomes entrained and it becomes trained, right? The more you do it, you fall into that calmness, that focus, that, lack of brain fog much faster the more you use it.
Yeah, more to come.
Beautiful.
Contact Tracy at Healing Moments to check it out. And I love that you ladies now get to connect.
Yeah.
See, Lena, you never know who's going to connect where. You just got to do.
I know. That's why I love coming here. It's like a box full of surprises.
You just got to do. All right, we're heading to teach some podcasting. Nice show.
That's right. You got to take the little dial.
If we just keep rolling and going. Yes, we're taking Ferry with us. We're hitting the road, and we're teaching the next generation how to get their voices out
How to
and be
get
heard.
their voices out there.
All right, have a great day, everyone. Stay safe. Be kind to each other. We'll see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. drive time.
And don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Broken Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.
In the cold and sleepless nights, I wait for you to bring me back to life. In my electric eyes, it doesn't mean that time can thicken every single breath. I want to unfreeze my heart and fly away. That's why I wanna save it. Your moons and craters. Open up my eyes, waterfalls of ice, sweeping me away like an avalanche. Helpless as I fall, the words can't say a sound, waiting deep inside my maze of sweeping thrills and colors. Just a ray of light, bathing me in drops of ink that glaze across my body. Wish you could unfreeze my heart and we could